نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Sayyidina Anas bin Malik radiyallahu anhu narrated that often Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, while delivering a sermon, he would repeat these words very often. لا إيمان لمن لا أمانة له ولا دين لمن لا عهد له. He has no faith who has no regard and no care for amana. And he has no religion, no spirituality, who has no regard and no care for the promises and for the agreements. It's very important to understand the emphasis that the Prophet ﷺ laid on this message. And due to the importance of this, he would often repeat it as a reminder. Every now and then, the Prophet ﷺ would loudly say, لا إيمان لمن لا أمانة له ولا دين لمن لا عهد له. He has no faith, who has no care and no regard for amana. And he has no religion, who has no care and no regard for the promises and for the agreements. What does it mean? Amana is anything that you are entrusted with. And there's two types of amana. One is the amana that is between you and your fellow human beings. That fellow human being could be your own father, could be your own mother, could be your own wife, could be your own spouse, could be your own brother, could be your own sister, could be your own aunt, uncle, any relative. And that could be a friend, that could be a stranger, whatever that is. And amana could be tangible, something that is material. It could be money that people may leave with you as amana. It could be the key to their house that they may leave with you as amana if they're going on a vacation and they say, I'm leaving the key of my house with you as amana. That's amana. That whole house now becomes your amana, which means you have to keep an eye and you have to watch. Or it could be a word, it could be a message, it could be even a mashura. The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Mustasharu Mu'taman. When you are consulted, when someone is consulted for whatever matter, then that consultation is amana. And it should be treated as such. Which means if someone comes to you and consults with you on a matter, on a personal matter, on a family matter, on a business matter, or on something that they want to keep it personal, they want to keep it confidential, now it is your responsibility to keep it confidential. It is amana now with you. So now if you disclose it to someone else who is not related to that matter, who's supposed to receive anything from that mashura, then you are breaching the trust and you are breaking the amana, which means you're losing your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is negating the perfection of iman for that person who has no care and no regard for amana. Our salaf, the scholars, our pious predecessors, ulama, sulaha, the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course, set the best example, and that's why he was called as-Sadiq and al-Amin. These are the titles that were given to him not by Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu or Uthman radiyallahu anhu, people who were loyal to him, people who believed in him, and people who were faithful to him. These titles were given to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam before Islam by the kuffar, by the mushrikeen of Makkah, which means they trusted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with everything and with anything more than they trusted anybody else. And that trust was not lost even when the Prophet ﷺ started preaching Islam. When the Prophet ﷺ started preaching Islam, people became his enemy. Yet those same enemies still trusted the Prophet ﷺ more than they trusted anybody else. So they kept their amana with the Prophet ﷺ. And this is precisely why the Prophet ﷺ left Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anh behind. When he left for Medina for good, he left Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anh behind so he could return the amana to their lawful owners. What does Allah say in Quran? إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تُؤَدُّوا الْأَمَانَاتِ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهَا. Allah most certainly commands you to return the trust to their lawful owners, to whom they belong. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.